next couple of days, we're going to try to implement a new defense, and I know Kevin and Stevie would appreciate that. It's kind of back from when Kelly Hall was here and had that Auburn 1-2-2. We bring the new coach that we have in, Coach Harvey, has experience with that. We kind of talked about it, last week when he came in, and then we talked about it this morning at a meeting that we're going to try to implement it a little bit. It's more of a 1-2-2 matchup that we're going to try to help put these kids in a better position to better guard, and hopefully it works out for us. The thing that concerns me is the rebounding out of it is a little bit tougher, but it is a pretty good defense. We've played it at McNeese and stuff like that, and it's pretty good. But I think it might help us a little bit, and then just continue to work on getting better offensively. The question is, do we change some of the offenses? And I say no. I think we stick with what we have, and we kind of tweak it to match up what we doing. So you can see a little improvement in it. MK is getting a lot of shots up. I think she had 18 of them. We just need her to make a few more. Some of them are she's kind of all balanced on that, so she's got to understand that. And we got to get other people involved also. Amani's playing well, but she's getting always in foul trouble. We got to keep her on the floor. So some things like that. Like we actually put Amani out last night at the beginning of the fourth. The other coach said, "Coach, she has 4." And I said, "Well, she's got to learn how to play with 4." And that was one of the things that I was testing last night. Might as well start to put it in use because it seems like she's not stopping foul, and she will. So she lasted, for a while, and then ended up getting her 5th foul, falling on somebody. But, I think, still got a lot of work, and we still trying to figure out. We know that the lineups we have, we just got to figure out how to get them better.
What about the girls and the way they play defense and their strengths and weaknesses? Do you think the new zone that you're talking about suits what they do or don't do?
I think it suits them, and I think if they feel more comfortable in it, they tend to believe in it a little bit more, and that's what my hope is. Like they come out, they're not quite sure on my man-to-man defense. This is too hard. It really is hard. It's hard to get a whole new team without nobody using the example or talking about, hey, this really works. If you got to, and because they're getting beat in certain ways and stuff. So this might be something that we could really be, better at, I guess I would say.
So is it something that you're going to have to play more even than you would want to because they got to get experience in it? It's going to work.
Yeah, we got to. But, even last night, though, Kev, I thought, you can look at how the game went. We were down by 1 at halftime. And so great idea. Hey, let's press and let's get back into 3-2. And that's when Dykes just kind of took over. So that was a mistake on my part. I probably should have just stayed with the man, and just kind of battled it. Even though Amani wasn't, we were trying to protect her. We didn't really protect her. So maybe that was something that we played better man, though. I thought against a team like that's shooters and don't like pressure and stuff, it was good. Now some of the teams in the conference going to be a lot harder to play against because they're more penetrators and stuff like that. And that's one of the weaknesses that we aren't fixing yet is that dribble penetration, especially down the lane lines. You can see that's almost wide open layups a lot of times that we give up, and I'm not used to that.
Is that just a matter of just not having the overall team quickness than you might have had with some of your past teams?
No, because the defense, honestly, that defense is built for weaker defensive players, because you putting them in position ahead of time. And I think, I just think they just can't see it. Like their reaction to, I can see it in practice. I sit on the baseline and I can just already know where they're supposed to be, and they're not there yet. So I call it like skipping a spot. You go from being on the ball to denying to help, all the way back being on the ball, and we skip some spots. And it don't work with this defense. You got to be able to be at the next spot. And you got to it's a running defense. How everybody teaches slide and don't open up, don't do this. Watch Texas. If you watch Texas and what Vic does, he was at A&M and won a national championship with Garry Brodhead. They run everywhere. And I've been doing that forever. And I actually picked up some things from him on it, and they just not used to running. Like they want to slide and they want to jog backwards, and it just don't work. Because the drop has to be a turn and run. Guarding the ball when you get beat, it's a turn and run, and it's just different. It's different, and we just have a hard time with nobody experienced at all at it to do it. It's like we almost needed to have somebody more experienced that could tell them, hey, this is. I mean, we can tell them all we want, but and I think that's the problem. We just, and again, I don't know no other word, but we just don't get in the way, and so that scares me in a way. Every defense, you better be in the way. It's just sometimes in this zone, you don't really have to run as much. Now, Coach Harvey's telling me that the one that he's teaching, we running. So I'm like, it kind of matches up our man-to-man. I don't know how effective it will be, but I'm always open.
Is it also a situation if you're not taking charges anyway, so you might as well?
I think you're right. I can't figure it out, but I still can take a charge, Gav. That's what I did. I know you wasn't writing about it when I was playing, but it's all good. I think that's the good thing about our coaching staff. The meeting went really well, and we see some opportunities to try to get these kids better and more productive. And then we see some things happening that are good. Like last night, we saw some things that happened, but we're just not consistent at it. And so we got to get consistent at it and, keep working on trying to figure out a way to get better. To me, it's not always about winning and losing. It's how are you getting better? And then finally, you start to get into conference play. We better win, and that's what we're looking at.
What do you see in the league now that y'all now started to look at a lot?
Yeah. I mean, we got Texas State coming up, and they're struggling a little bit like us. I think she's got some new kids and all that, and she still does the same system. And you got to guard them, and I think we can somewhat. And then you got Troy that's still doing the same thing, out rebounding everybody, pushing the ball down the floor. James Madison's got the best player in the league. It's making it tough to guard her because she's a big guard, and South Al so much better. They're doing a better job of what they have. So it's really, really, I don't know. It's to me the league is better. I think it's better. Especially at the top of the league, it's gotten better.
Is there anyone who hasn't played that, you got a little bit of time off here, practice and the new zone and all that, could earn more playing time than they've been getting that could help?
I mean, we've been rotating a good, 7 or 8 kids, I mean, AP's the only one, Ari Patterson's the only one that's out right now that looks like she might be out another week that could come back and really help. She's really, really is talented. Her problem is she's practiced maybe twice in the whole time we started since August when she got the concussion and all that. So she's 6'1", she can play inside out. Her defense is not good, but I think that she could because she's one that's going to get in the way. That's how she got a concussion, and she's one that'll get in the way and do some things. So she could really, really help. If she can come back. And with a foot, that's always a process. There's not many foot doctors that are sports doctors. So you got to kind of deal with that.
Can she create her own shot some more than what you have now to get some offense without needing to have greater?
And in the full court defense, she's really good at that too. Like put her on the point, on the ball and stuff like that. She does. But I think she can. I think she can create her own shot. She can go get rebounds too. She's athletic. She doesn't look as athletic just the way she walks and stuff. But she's one of the fastest kids on our team at 6'1". So I think she would help us a lot, especially if we could ever get her in practice and start to develop her. Because she's a freshman. And the other thing is she going to be consistent at what she does, Because it's hard, It's like our practices are extremely hard as much as we have to kind of take care of the conditioning too and all that. So it makes it kind of hard. And some kids aren't built for the conditioning, They just, they kind of shy away from because it's hard. And we're kind of hoping she buys into it. That would definitely help, I thought by now she would be back and then playing time's important for those freshmen and stuff to have that opportunity to get better.